This your boy Truck Will, posted up out here in Salt Lake City, and like my little caption says, BS to the 10th power. So let me give you guys a breakdown of what's been going on so far. So far, a trainee, first trainee ever, just started doing this training thing. So my first trainee, he pretty much almost done. Got like 13 hours left. We've been running up and down from west to east, east to west, back and forth doing our thing. And we took a load from Salt Lake City, took it all the way out to Ohio, then dropped it in Ohio, then had a load from Ohio down to Sterling, Indiana, and then we were supposed to take a load back to Oregon. And by then, my training would have been done. He would have been ready to go for upgrade. We drive in. One of our headlights went out, so I was in a Western Star. Loved the truck. The truck was awesome. Uh, Huge sleeper berth, comfortable while you ride down the road. But like everybody knows, Western Stars tend to have issues, electrical issues. Great truck, runs, pulls, does everything it needs to do, but started having issues. So with the truck having issues, it had an electrical issue. The light went out. Then our whole right side of our truck, the light turning signals wouldn't work. Then the lights all the way down to the trailer didn't work. So I couldn't signal that I needed to make a right turn. So in hindsight, I take it to a TA we were shutting down anyway. So I took it to the TA. They said, oh, we'll get to it at about 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. Didn't get to about 10. So they had it in the shop for about 20 minutes or so. And then after the 20 minutes, he said, oh, we're going to have to refer you to Freightliner. Now, me knowing that anytime you have to go to a Freightliner, it's going to be a day, 2 days, 3 days, tops. So took it to Freightliner, had them have it in the shop and shit. And we ended up having to be in a hotel for 3 days. So, my trainee, we were like, all right, we're trying to get it fixed so we can be good to ride down the road, because you can't really drive without a turning signal, turning right, letting people know that you need to make right turns, especially knowing how you in these big dumb trucks that taking wide turns is what we do. And I couldn't signal that I needed to take right turns. So let them know, had the truck in the shop for 3 days. 3 days. I was even contemplating renting a car to come back to Salt Lake so I could get another truck. And they had another truck waiting for me, and I was about to leave that Western Star there in Lexington, Kentucky, while they worked on it. So it ended up the last day when I had a reservation for a car. The last day they had the truck fixed. Bunk heater didn't work, and I can tell you, driving to East Coast up in the north when it's cold, it's 10 degrees going through Iowa on I-80 and Nebraska and Wyoming. It's cold as hell when you're trying to sleep in the back and you have no bunk heater, the blower. So, you can change the temperature between the two. It's cold as hell. So we did that. Bunk heater still not work. We got our truck at Lexington. 3 days we're down. So if we wouldn't have been down 3 days, my trainee would have had all his hours. He'd have been good. Didn't happen like that. So we get the truck back. We're like, all right, we're checking out, see how many hours he has, da 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 da. So we're like, all right, let's work on getting a load back to Salt Lake, because by the time we get back to Salt Lake, you should be done. You should be ready to go do your upgrade. So we get a load back. I'm chopping people up, trying to be like, yo, we need a load back to Salt Lake so he can do upgrade. The load, the run from Sterling, Illinois to Salt Lake City was only like 1,300 miles. So, everybody knows trucking that you have 10 hours that you can drive per day, 11 hours pretty much, and on your 14-hour clock. So I'm like, all right, I'll drive this thing, da da da. So go pick up a load. They send us to a Tyson chicken plant. So we're early, we're early. I called up, they're like, can we come pick this load up? It's not due to be picked up until blah, blah, blah time. They're like, Yeah, no problem. We'll get you in early. You can get you out here. So we get there. Uh, pull up. Da 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 da. Trainee's driving, and at this time he's got a bunch of time. He's got way more than enough time to take care of what he needs to take care of. So doing that, and we end up sitting at the Tyson chicken plant for 8 hours. So he can't. He only gets like 3 hours of driving, once we're done. So we sit there for 8 hours for them to load fresh chicken. I saw the chicken getting dumped off in the thing, and they're breading it and doing whatever and putting it right on the truck, fresh. It was clucking 10 minutes ago, but now it's on the back of my truck. So wait there for 8 hours. He only gets 3 hours left. So this load of Tyson chicken is going to where else? A Walmart. So we get to the Walmart mad early. Now anybody that knows, Walmart doesn't take loads early. I called anyway just to see, if they let us drop it off a little early so we can keep rolling. Get there, hell no. We gotta wait another 8 hours. So now it's been 16 hours that we've had to wait. 16 hours. So they take forever and a day, and now he only has another 3 hours of being able to drive. So in those 2 days, he only drove like 1 3 hour day, the other one like 5 hours. So he didn't get no behind the wheel time in those 2 days. So now our next load is the Conway load. We get there, pick up the trailer, and we hammering it, hitting that little skinny pedal on the right, busting it down the road. So it's like 1,300 miles from there. This video getting a little long. And I see I ain't got nobody paying me no mind today, but I don't care. So we chugging it down the road, get to Iowa, get to Nebraska. Now we're in Nebraska, and I'm like, man, we're going to get you as many hours as you possibly can. You're going to run your clock out. So he stops driving in Laramie. So at this point, to our drop, it's only like 100 and some odd miles. So I'm like, I do 100 some odd miles in my sleep. So I'm like, all right, we'll get this done. So I dropped the load at the XPO in Salt Lake City, which is like right around the corner from our yard. I do that, come back over to the yard. I call after hours, like, yo, I need another load. My training's only got 13 hours to finish, so he can do upgrade. So the lady proceeds to tell me, oh, I'm covering 250 trucks, and there's only one planner here. You probably won't get a load until Monday. Monday? I don't want to sit in Salt Lake City till Monday. But anyway, so bed down, whatever, and trainee's just getting a little pissed off because we've been getting bullshit for the last 3 days. He should have been done with his upgrade off my truck, going on to get his own truck so he can, get on to making some money, because anybody that knows in phase 1 apprentice, you don't make no bread. So anywho, now make it into Salt Lake, call them. They said, oh, you may not get no load until Monday. So we're sitting here waiting. I called this morning, and I talked to somebody who's a little bit nicer. He sent emails to people, blah, 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 blah. And then he proceeds to tell me, do you have an empty? I'm like, no, I don't have an empty. But I'm waiting, He's like, well, right now there's a wait at the yard there's 16 people deep waiting for empties. So I'm like, great. So now I have to wait for them to give me a load. And then I was like, well, I'm not worried about that. I can find an empty. I go to all the places, all the little crevices that I know where I can find a trailer. I find one. So we're waiting now. It's a little past 12 o'clock here in Salt Lake. We're waiting. And I know he's a little frustrated because he's got 13 hours left. And I just need to get him 10 hours. I just need to give him 13 hours. So a load to, 10 hours away and then back, and he can do his upgrade on Monday. So that has been my stress, because I'm trying to go home for a couple of days. I've been gone for a month. I want to go home for a little bit so I can get some rest, get these bags underneath my eyes, to go away. Tired. But anyway, this video is about 10 minutes long. This your boy Trucker Will. Like, subscribe. Getting ready to move on to my second trainee. So I get my first trainee done and off my truck so he can go on to make some money for himself. It's your boy Trucker Will. Like, subscribe, do your thing, leave comments, share, bring some more people, show me some love. It's your boy. I holla.